I am here to talk to you about foreskin, or the lack thereof. I saw it in the same way I saw tail docking of lambs. It's necessary and benign, fixing nature's mistakes. I'm really curious what people on YouTube are gonna think of this. Hi guys, I'm Daphne, I'm 25. I am a model in New York City. How's your familiarity on circumcision from 1 to 10? I would say a 7, roughly. Lacking a penis or any formal medical education or training, I think that's the highest that I can comfortably go with that one. When did you learn about it? I don't remember the exact moment I learned about circumcision. I have been talking to partners about it for a long time. I think before that, I saw it in the same way I saw tail docking of lambs. It's necessary and benign, fixing nature's mistakes. Like we do with wisdom teeth. Pretty easy, simple. I have definitely changed my opinion since then. Define circumcision. Removal of the foreskin. Can't imagine there's much more to it than that. Probably by surgical methods, but I guess you could DIY it too. I guess surgery is another definition we'd probably have to get into for that. When is it usually performed? Have you ever known a man or boy to do it later? I have not known anyone to do it later in life. It is usually performed in infancy. I know that some cultures, tribal Thailand is coming to mind, do it as this rite of passage, coming of age ritual. But that's very rare in the West. I think that Western society, it's done in infancy, or if it's done later, there's a specific reason for that, either medical or religious. Why do Americans circumcise males? I think that religious practices brought it to the forefront of society, and from there it's taken on a medical and hygiene rationale. Pretty simple Googling. So are you generally for or against circumcision? I am, based on the experience of my partners, against circumcision generally. Of course, medical reasons come in there. Can't really be against that. But pretty clear cut, I don't think that very many people who have been circumcised, who I've been with, have wanted to be circumcised. What is your preference in a partner? A woman. I would prefer a woman, definitely, as I'm sure many of you can agree with, but that's not really the question at hand. So as far as dicks go, I do prefer uncut, definitely. I don't see foreskin as inherently unclean, and I expect excellent hygiene from my partners, so that's not too much of an issue, regardless of what they have going on down there. Just wash it, just clean it. You need to do that regardless of if you have foreskin. Please just don't have sex with people unless you are clean. It's not that hard. Beyond that, I want my partners to feel as much pleasure from me as they can. So I think I'll pass on the potential nerve damage. Thank you. And you remember those jelly toys that we had as kids, the ones that slipped out of your hand, and so fun, such a good texture. Yeah, I prefer uncut with that. Have you heard of the anti-circumcision groups comparing the practice to female genital mutilation, FGM? Yes, I have, and I don't see circumcision as all that dissimilar to FGM in practice. There's a lot of nuance there, but feminist theory aside, right? Like, I think that there are better ways to mitigate the risks of keeping foreskin intact, and I don't think that chopping up baby genitals comes without psychological damage, regardless of the reasoning behind that. Yeah, they have a point, and I think maybe we should start considering that. Does circumcision happen in your family? I don't know my family very well, and that particular mystery is one I would prefer to keep a mystery. Would you have your own son circumcised? If so, would you do it at birth? If your partner said no, would there be a debate, or would you leave it up to him? I would not do that. And no, I will not be leaving it up to him. It's not his choice. Do not touch my child. Leave my kid's junk alone. That's as simple as it gets, and if someone isn't on the same page with that, we will not be having a child together. And I think that concludes everything. Got all that fun info in there.